Petition USA provides technology-based drafting solutions. We are not a law firm and do not employ attorneys. For legal advice, always consult a licensed immigration attorney.
Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big, complex topics into something you can really wrap your head around in just a few minutes. All right. Today we are diving into something that's got a lot of people talking, a brand new U.S. immigration policy. And it all boils down to one huge question. Can you really get a green card for a cool $1 million? So what exactly are these so-called Trump cards? Let's get right into it and break down what this new pathway to U.S. residency is all about.
Okay, so the basic idea here is pretty straightforward. The goal is to attract wealthy people and businesses from overseas by offering them a faster track to residency. And the price of admission? A pretty significant gift made directly to the U.S. government.
So, you might be wondering, what's the price tag? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all deal. The plan is actually broken down into 3 different tiers, and each one comes with its own cost and its own set of perks.
All right, let's look at this breakdown. You've got the Trump Gold Card, that's $1 million for an individual, and it's supposed to expedite your immigrant visa path. Then there's the Corporate Gold Card, which is $2 million per employee for a company that wants to sponsor its people. And then you have the big one, the Trump Platinum Card, $5 million. This one's interesting because it comes with some tax benefits, but, and this is a big but, it's a non-citizen path, which is kind of vague right now.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, you kind of have to see how it stacks up against the old way of doing things. So let's compare it to one of the most common visas out there for skilled professionals, the EB-2 NIW. So what is an EB-2 NIW? Well, it's a visa that requires you to prove you have an advanced degree or some kind of exceptional ability. But it's not just that. You have to build a case, like a legal case, showing that your work is super important for the U.S. national interest. We're talking a literal mountain of paperwork.
And this is where the new Gold Card really changes the game. Look at this comparison. With the EB-2, you need all this documentation: degrees, articles you've written, proof of your impact. The Gold Card basically says you can skip all that. That $1 million gift is the primary evidence. It's meant to prove your exceptional ability and national benefit all in one go.
And here's the crucial legal detail. The executive order says the gift shall be treated as evidence of eligibility. So what does that mean? It means they're not creating a brand new visa out of thin air. Instead, they're using existing immigration law and just reinterpreting it. That gift is now officially considered evidence, creating this new, you could say, high-speed lane.
Okay, now let's talk about the wording here, because it is so important. The administration is very, very careful to call this a gift, not a fee. And believe me, that one little word choice matters a lot.
Right. $1 million. We keep saying that number, but it's not just about the amount. It's about what you call that money. And that classification is the key to this whole thing being legally possible.
So, let's be crystal clear about what this is. It's an unrestricted gift. This is not an investment like the EB-5 visa where you put money into a business and maybe get it back. Nope, this is a straight-up donation to the Department of Commerce. You give them the money and you have zero expectation of getting it back. It's gone.
So why go through all this trouble to call it a gift? Well, it's all about the legal framing. See, an executive order can be used to accept gifts on behalf of the country. But creating a new immigration fee? That would require an act of Congress, which is a whole different ballgame. This wording is basically a workaround. It also gives the government way more flexibility with the money, and, it just sounds better, like an elite contribution instead of just a transaction. It's a very clever way to sidestep a huge political fight.
But, and this is a really big but, this policy is brand new, and honestly, there's a lot we still don't know. It's surrounded by this fog of uncertainty. So before anyone gets too excited, we need to talk about the fine print, the risks, and the huge question marks that are still hanging over this whole thing.
And here's probably the biggest catch of all. The quote says it right there. The Gold Card program still has to follow the existing rules on immigration, like the annual caps. So even after forking over $1 million, you don't just get to jump to the front of the line. You're still stuck in the same country-based queues and backlogs as everybody else.
So that brings up some major uncertainties, right? I mean, what does expedited even mean if you're from a country that already has a 10-year waiting list? And you can bet this whole executive order thing is going to get challenged in court. Plus, all the standard security and background checks still apply.
So the money might open the door, but it absolutely does not guarantee you'll get to walk through it. And don't even get me started on the Platinum card, that path is even less clear.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that this is a potential shortcut. It could make the first part of the process, proving your worth, a lot faster. But the rest of the map? It's still being drawn. The journey is a long way from being guaranteed.
So you have a faster path to residency, but is it a certain one? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The program promises a shortcut, but the road ahead is anything but clear. And it really makes you think, not just about immigration, but about what we value. Is it decades of proven talent and hard work, or a one-time check? That's the question this whole new policy leaves us with. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.